You don't trust the chair is, you have come to a knowing, and you're depending on your knowledge, not the chair. Do you see what I mean? You're depending on your knowledge about the chair to hold you up. So now, when you get into trusting people, you're now saying that I don't have the ability to know somebody fully. And you might be saying, I don't choose to know them. I want to live in a fantasy world. I want to live in my own imagination about who somebody is. I refuse to see them for who they are. Because I want to live in a fantasy. And when they go and shatter your fantasy, you say, you let down my trust. You let me down. So my point is that it's our responsibility to see reality for what it is. All the time. There is no such thing as trust. All divine relationships are based on principle. They are based on principles. And when you see the manifestation of those principles, then you have a knowing about what is going to manifest. Outside of that, you simply do not know. And you must be willing and open to come to knowing. You don't come to that by trusting. You come to that by having a deeper observation of what actually is going on. Don't say, well, I just trust. Say, let me get a deeper observation. Let me look at this again. Let me look at this deeper so that the reality of this situation can reveal itself to me. But to go and say, I trust this is going to be all right. Don't do that. So when I say that I don't trust anybody, I'm saying that I have the ability to know the truth about them. So I don't need to trust. So nobody can let me down. It's impossible. All they can do is give me allow me to gather more information about the reality of who they are. They can't let you down. They cannot cheat on you. They can only reveal some truth about them and how they are, how they act. That's all they can do. And you gather that information and you make a conscious decision based upon that activity. But trust makes you emotional. Because you're not about seeing reality for what it is anymore. You now have an emotional framework of consciousness. You're ready to cry over this and cry over this and get sad about this and get sad about that. So you can't even see information. You can't even deal with moving phenomena. That's like when a winter comes. It's a scientific fact. Or when it rains, you're about to throw a picnic and it rains. You start to cry. Because you did not know the science of astrology. You didn't know the science of astronomy to be able to determine whether it's going to rain or not, which the Native Americans knew. They were able to tell whether it was going to rain. So instead of saying, let me gather this information, let me look at this rain and see if I can determine the next time it's going to rain so that I'll be prepared to set my stuff up right. Now you're going to sit and cry about it. And then try to do it another day and trust the weather. You're going to try to use a trust system again versus gathering information. So it has made us emotional. We have become too emotional. Now we operate and live out of emotions. And we want to achieve something that does not really exist. But we can manifest it if we have the science and the knowledge itself. We can make it exist. But without becoming scientists, it's not going to happen by fantasy and by imagination and by hope and by dreaming. It is not going to happen. So out of my desire to keep it real, I found out that hip-hop was a reality that was created by somebody else. I didn't create reality. So how real could I keep it to something that I didn't even create, that I didn't manifest? Something that's deeper, more complex in its existence than I am. I cannot keep it real to that. I can take from that. I can learn from that. But the ultimate end, all I can keep it real with, and only person I can keep it real to and keep it real as is myself. And that's all any individual can do. Outside of that, you are now lying. Like when KRS-One comes and say, "Oh, I am hip-hop." Well, hip-hop existed before you. Where were you at when hip-hop was here? When did you become hip-hop? When did you become all the record producers, all the music artists, all the rap artists on the planet Earth? When did you become this thing called hip-hop? And if you die tomorrow, would hip-hop still exist? So the only thing you can really be true to is yourself, which is why Nas came to the enlightenment that hip-hop is dead. But he still woke up that morning. So he become the realization of the reality of what is to manifest. So we realize that we are the future. So we stop looking to the past and what the past was, trying to keep the past alive.